today is November the 25th, 2022, the day after Thanksgiving. Today we have a very important moral lecture prepared by Mr. Sim, written down here. So what I'm going to do is to try to go over each Chinese character and make sure we know how to pronounce the Chinese character properly, and also understand the direct, superficial meaning of the Chinese character. And then, when we put all that together, we recite several times, and we'll try to understand the deep inner contents of this important moral class, okay? Alrighty, let's get started. So the first one is 四, and these are the 4 tones of the Chinese characters. We'll review very quickly. It's the first one is flat. If we use this 四 as the practice, if it's flat, it means 四. If it's up, it's gonna 四. If it is third one down and up, it's gonna 四. And then if it is come down, the number 4th tone is 四. Okay, so 四, 四. Okay. To just give everyone a review of the 4 tones of the Chinese characters. So the first character here is the 4th tone, 四. And the meaning of that is 4. Okay. So in Chinese, if we pronounce 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 一, 二, 三, 四. Okay, so that's number 4, 四. Okay. So next one is 大. 大 means great. Big. Okay. Big. 大. 大小, big and small. So 大. Yeah. 大. This one is 刚. That's flat tone. 刚 here, this Chinese character basically means principle. Okay. Manger. Okay. Manger. Okay. 刚. Manger. Yeah. Manger. And this one is 领. That's the 3rd tone. Down and up. 领. 领 means lead. You know? 领. Lead. Yeah. Leading, right? 领. Lead people. So the principle leading knowledge. Something like that, okay? So 纲领 basically means some key principles. Key principles that can lead people. Okay? So 纲领. Now 四大 means 4 great. So it's 4 great leading principles. That's what it really means. Thank you, Ms. Chin. So let's very quickly review that. 四 大 刚 领 4 great leading principles. Now what are these 4? Let's go one by one. And this is 字一字. 字. Yeah, 字 means self. Okay. 字. Yeah. So Chinese people call myself 我自己. 字 self means self. This one is 西音性. Actually, I made it wrong because there is no G. It's 性, not a 性. It's 性. 性, yeah. 性 means nature. Nature. Okay. Nature. Yeah. And this is 安反. 3rd tone. 反 means the opposite. 正 means straightforward. 反 means the opposite. Okay. Now the opposite here has a different inner content. 反 means opposite. Okay. In the the Chinese character, if you go to the ancient way, this actually this character should be written like this. I think the true meaning of here actually is more like this. It really means we're gonna return, okay? Means return actually. The true fan here, the true meaning of it actually is this character, means return, okay? It's also a fan, okay? This character is also called a fan, but means return. So fan, and this one is 星星. The third tone, 星. Now this 星 is in the way means reflection. Means reflection. Yeah. This 星 means it's a little bit similar to this word means awakening. The sound is the same almost. Okay, 星. So this 星 reflection and 星 is the same sound. Okay, 星. So Chinese words, when they look different but they pronounce exactly the same, and they even all has the meaning connection too. This means awake. Okay. Wake up. Okay, wake up.
Wake up.
Okay, 醒. So these two characters are more like a 反省, to return to your original true self, and then to wake up to yourself. So 反省, the true purpose is 反省. To return to yourself and to be awakened to your true self. That truly means 反省. But in the modern way, these two words means repent. So 反省 in the modern time, if we put together, basically it means repent. Okay, repent. Okay, repent. It's a very important word, repent. So this one is a 自, self. 性 means nature. Now, your self nature, your true nature, you won't be able to recognize it until you do 反省. Only when you reflect and repent and you return and to be awakened, you will not be able to be in touch with your true self, your true inner self. Okay, your true nature. 自信 is your true nature.
自信.
Yeah.
自信.
So the principle number one, the four major principles. The first principle of this moral teaching used four very simple Chinese characters, but the inner meaning is very profound. It basically is telling us that number one principle, living in the world as a human being, you need to do 自性反省, through reflection, through cultivation, and to return to your original true self and be awakened.
Yeah.
That is the most important, the primary principle of living. 自性反省. So beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, next. This is me.
Yeah.
Me. Okay, that's the second tone. Me. Okay.
Me.
Me, this character
Me. Yeah.
also reveals a fundamental truth of human existence. What does it mean is that we as human beings, look at me, I have a pair of eyes. And not only a pair of eyes, I'm even wearing a pair of glasses, right? So why I need to wear a pair of glasses? Because, my naked eyes sometimes cannot see clearly. So I thought I need another instrument to put on top of it to help me to see more clearly. But fundamentally, my pair of naked eyes actually are tools of receiving lights, focusing them, and then let the light zooming towards the back of my eye. It's called a retina. And the retina will start to take the image, and then through the nerve goes back into part of my brain. Actually now, according to what all I learned, it's called the pineal gland. So the image of the world basically are reflected through the instrument of my naked eyes and then transmitted into my brain. And it's not the real world, it's the picture of it, it's the image of it. So that image actually delivers us a false message. So all the human beings, we think we know the world, we think we see it. Oh yeah, I see everything. but actually our very fundamental, state of being a human is this word called me. We are lost. We are lost in delusion. Every one of us, as a matter of fact. We think we know it. We don't know anything. If we just only looking outwardly, and we follow what we think is real, and then we believe in it. So me, the next word is xin. Right, xin. Xin is faith. We already went through this many times. Xin means faith, means in believing, we believe in something. Okay. But the belief that we have, if it is delusion, so me, I will translate it into delusion. Okay. Me is delusion. I'm going to write down here. Me is delusion. Okay. Delusion, basically. Delusion means it's not true. It's falsehood. It's fake. However, you believe in it. So that's called a 迷信. Yeah, if you have delusional faith, that's no good. What we're going to do is called 打打. That's number 3. 打. 打 means hit it, beat it, right? Means hit it. Okay. Hit or beat. Okay. 打. Okay. Next one is pour. Fourth tone. Pour means broken. Okay. Break it up. Break. Okay. So 打破 means to beat it and to break it. So this number 2 principle is to break up the delusional faith, the wrong faith, the wrong, falsehood. Falsehood you follow, you put your faith and belief into a delusional subject. There are many delusional subjects in this world. Many people put their faith into it. Like money. People believe money can do everything. Oh, they say we want to follow the money. That's a 迷信, as a matter of fact. That's also called a 迷信. That is a false faith, okay? Some people follow power, and they have faith in power. Very soon, you will find that the power can go away so fast. Okay, Chinese people, they think that the Chinese Communist Party has all the power. And a lot of Chinese people, they are afraid of Chinese Communist Party, even they know it's evil entity. And they still put their faith into it. Xi Jinping, the current president of China, he actually, when he was growing up in China, his entire family was persecuted by the Chinese Communist Party. He was a very wonderful young man. Xi Jinping, when he was younger, when he was growing up, he suffered terribly from the Chinese Communist Party's persecution. His father almost killed by the Chinese Communist Party. He was being stepped down and discriminated by all those people who are, Chinese Communist Party members. But when he grew up in the Communist China, when he wants to do something he believes he wants to do for the Chinese people, he started to think that he has to pretend that he also believes in Chinese Communist Party. A lot of times, it's a wrong faith. They put their heart into wrong faith. And when people are originally wonderful, I think Xi Jinping was originally wonderful. The Chinese people all love him. Every Chinese people during the early times all wish Xi Jinping will be able to end the CCP, end the Chinese Communist Party, because Xi Jinping, he himself experienced the horror of Chinese Communist Party. But it makes us think why today in China still there are so many wonderful Chinese people still want to put their blind faith into communism. In this country too, there are so many young people, they put their faith into communism, and they call it socialism. They call it democracy, women's rights. So this is really sometimes all under very good name and people put faith into it, but it's not the truth, and they still believe it. Like science, a lot of people believe in science, and then when people say, hey, you know, if you don't follow science, then you're missing, you're superstitious. A lot of times people label spirituality as missing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spirituality, morality, we teach children, hey, you know, follow morality. They say it's missing. In Chinese young generation, they say, what morality? It's superstitious. It's missing. So what is really righteous faith versus the missing? We need to really look into it, okay? So missing here in the 4 principles, major principles, when we say missing, we're not talking about, you know, like anybody says anything about spirituality, then we call them missing. No, we here truly refers to falsehood believing, you know, false delusional faith. That's the missing. And the delusional faith of any kind, we need to break it. So we really need to understand what is missing, what is not missing. That's a very key thing, I believe. Okay, let's review. 迷 信 打 破 迷信打破 迷信打破 Yeah, any falsehood belief, we should just break it and not to follow it. I think this is very, very profound truth as well. It's a great moral. But the key is that not to randomly label truth as superstitious and label superstitious as truth. That would be the problem. Okay. So what is missing? What is 正性 versus 迷信? The other word is 正性. 正, you know, 正性. If it's not 迷信, then it's 正性. Okay. So after you break down 迷信, what's going to replace it is 正性. Okay. That is important. We need to look into. Okay, the next one. Now let's look into. This is 文. This character, although it's so simple, but it refers to a lot of things. 文 can be translated into 中文, like a Chinese language. That's 中文 means language. 文字 means Chinese character, you know, or you know, all the characters. 文 also is the character that refers to culture, 文化. Okay, 文, yeah. 文 means letter, words, characters, you know, or culture. All has that word 文. Okay, 文. 盲, next character. 盲. That means blind.
Blind.
No. 文盲 together. When Chinese people say 文盲, it means the person cannot read, illiterate. Okay. 文盲means never went to school, and when you give him a book of Chinese characters, he was like, what's that? What's that? You know, that's called a 文盲. Cannot read. Someone who cannot read. Because to them, every character, every letter, and the culture is just blinded. The person is blind about it. So that's 文盲. Now, if a person cannot read or totally are ignorant of the culture, then that person is in big trouble. So that comes the word called 退. 退 means retreat, okay, or go backward, right? 退, yeah, 退. Instead of going forward, you're going backward. 退. Yeah.
文盲退.
That's called 退. Yeah, 退. 退. Now this word is 治. That's fourth tone. 治 means governing. Govern. Okay, govern. 治国 govern the nation. 治家 govern the family, right? 法治 rule of law. So this is all the 治.
治
Rule of law is called 法治. 法治 法治 That's rule of law. 法治
yeah.
退治 means you basically, in terms of governing the nation, you are going backward. You're going backward. Means you're not doing well and things starting to break down. Yeah. So 文盲退治 I think this is really saying that, you know, when a nation, when the people has no ability to read and or have no knowledge or ignorant of the true culture, lost the culture, lost the ability to be civilized, and then the society in terms of organization will be going backward. But if it is a principle, I was just wondering, is that telling us that we need to focus upon helping people to be advancing the fundamental ability to understand culture and language? Is it truly pointing out to be a very key principle in the world that you need to learn how to read? I was just wondering about that. So the first one is about how you're going to reflect yourself and return to your true nature to be key principle, right? Second is that you should not follow falsehood as your faith, which is totally correct. Now, in order to find the true knowledge and the true faith, certainly you need to be able to read. So if you cannot even read, certainly you're not going to be able to go forward, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's all naturally going, you know, one after another to tell you what's the most important thing to do in life. I believe that in the public school, right now the public school, in terms of the subject, the basic subject of study, like English language art is number one, right? You know, you need to be able to read and write and also comprehension, understand. So to be able to read, you know, extensively, and to be able to gain true knowledge through studying, I think it is very important. Nobody should be a 文盲. If you're 文盲, you basically no hope to be able to find the righteous faith. So I think, you know, in terms of learning, reading, you know, comprehension in terms of public education system, this is really telling you that, you know, very critically important to teach the children how to read. Well, I also reflected on this one, Chinese language, Chinese culture, extremely important for these generations of humanity, human world. I do believe that all the people in every classroom in America, we need to start to focus upon teaching the 5,000 years of traditional Chinese culture and Chinese character. The very fact that Mr. Shin, you as a Korean scholar, and you study ever since 19 years old, you know, the Shen De Dao teachings of morality, and you are using the Chinese characters, you know, trying to communicate your deep understandings. This is also the original teachings of Shen De Dao, right? I really see that only Chinese character can use only 4 characters to deliver such profound spiritual, moral lessons. This already proved that the most valuable, you know, language in terms of 文 is the 中文, Chinese language, Chinese characters. Nobody can be a Chinese character 盲, blind. And right now, all the American children, they are 文盲. They don't know Chinese characters. That's a problem, right? So this really needs to be put onto a, you know, important agenda for the education department. Okay. Next, this is we already know this is called Dao, right? Dao, the way. Yeah. De means virtue, right?
道德
德 yeah this is means the way
yeah.
and this 德 means virtue. Now 道德 together means morality.
Yeah.
道德 means morality. Now this is 经 first tone. 经 means essence. Just you one character at a time. You just learn that's essence. And this is 神 means divine, right? Divine. 神 alone means divine. When 精神 put together, it means spirit. In Chinese language, it means spirit.
精
So,
神
精神 spirit. 道德精神 the moral spirit. 道德精神 道德精神 the moral spirit.
moral
Yeah.
spirit.
So you see, one after another, finally to the last four characters comes to the most important message to the world. We need to cultivate a moral spirit.
Yeah.
As a human being, the most important feature of a human being that's different from animals is 道德
yeah.
morality. Only human beings has 道德精神. Animals don't have 道德精神.
yeah.
That defines what human truly is. 道德精神. So these four major principles that can lead mankind into the future, from one to another, from high to low, from bigger to more details, I think this is very nicely summarized. Let's go over it together. 四大纲领
四大纲领
自性反省
自行反省
迷信打破
迷信打破
文盲退治
文盲退治
道德精神
道德精
Once
神
again, 四大纲领
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 自性反省
自行反省
迷信打破
迷信打破
文盲退治
文盲退治
道德精神
道德精神
Beautiful. So I think we shall, review it and repeat it and recite it and meditate upon, so that we truly understand what is the most important thing we need to do every day.
Thank you.